Have you ever felt like you were conflicted? Like a part of you wants to do something and there's a part of you that does not want to do it, or there's a part of you that's stopping you. Well, the chances are that you're in those situations, maybe your conscious mind and your unconscious mind are not aligned. And today we're going to be talking about how your mind works. But basically, let me give you a quick analogy. I want you to imagine for a moment, when you have computers access information from two main sources. Like they run on two bits. They get information from two main parts. One is called the RAM, and like the RAM is like this little thing on the left, which is a faster way of accessing information on a computer, right? It's like the fast memory, like so it needs to get information quickly, it goes to RAM. But then it also has the hard disk, which is the long-term memory, all the storage. It takes longer to get there. Now, it'll give you a little bit of an understanding of how the conscious and subconscious or unconscious mind are work together. Now, I personally use subconscious and unconscious interchangeably. People have different definitions, but ultimately I'm going to be talking about your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, or your unconscious mind. Okay, so and I want to help you to understand how we use our mind, how to use the mind, because your mind controls your behavior, right? And when your behavior determines your results. Literally, if you can understand how your mind works, you can optimize it, you can use it to its strengths, you can change so many different results in your life. You can change how you feel about different situations. This is ultimately the ultimate foundation, understanding your conscious and your subconscious mind. Hugely powerful in terms of getting results in your life. Now, give you a quick couple of examples of how this works. Now, let's say you're in a crowded room and you're listening to you're speaking to someone and you're just having a great conversation. And then what happens is, as you're having a conversation, there's loads of noises around the room, but then all of a sudden you just hear your name being uttered somewhere close to you. You weren't paying attention consciously, but there was a part of you that was paying attention and filtering all these different things out. That's the power of your unconscious mind. It is so powerful in that it alerts you to things that are important to you. So you've been in a room, you're in a conversation with someone says your name, even though you weren't listening to that conversation. Because someone said your name, a part of you went, oh, someone just said my name, although you didn't hear any other part of the conversation. Why did you hear your name? Because your unconscious mind is always listening out, your subconscious mind. Another way that you might have experienced it is where you're consciously, you're like, I want to do this, but then there's a part of you that isn't allowing you to do it. Like, I want to lose weight, I want to exercise, but then there's a part of you that's just used to not doing that. Or there's a part of you that wants to quit something, but there's a part of you that is just used to not doing it. So how come there's parts of you that are conflicted? Typically, that's where your conscious and unconscious mind or subconscious mind are not aligned. Or maybe you've experienced how your subconscious mind has worked. Like for example, you're driving somewhere and all of it, like, your mind wanders off. Your conscious mind, you're kind of thinking of a whole bunch of different things. The next thing that you're at home and you don't even remember driving. You weren't thinking about it. There's a part of you that took over the drive. There's a part of you that took over. What part is that? That's where your subconscious and unconscious mind come in. When we move, like if I'm lifting my hand, I don't go right. I don't think consciously. I'm not like critically or using my RAM to just sort of say right hand move up. It just happens. Like now I'm so used to talking, I don't need to think about the movements. They just happen instinctively. Same as when you learned how to drive. Initially you had to think about it, but then then it becomes natural and it goes into your unconscious or your subconscious memory. So these are just little bits of understanding of how it works, and I'm going to go into more detail, but just wanted to give you examples in your own life of where you experience it. Because some people come to me and go, I don't, um, I could never be hypnotized. Well, you have an unconscious or subconscious mind. Everybody has it. All when we talk about NLP, when we talk about hypnosis, when we talk about unconscious communication, it's just about figuring out how your subconscious mind works, or speaking to it versus speaking to your conscious mind. That's all it is. So everyone has an unconscious mind. You've all experienced different versions of these. Now, I'll tell you a very quick story. So I was sitting there and in a seminar, and I was looking at the stage, and this guy just jumped up and went, "Oh my God, I have the answer. Thank you so much. You don't even understand how long in my life I've struggled." And I was shocked. I was shocked to see that this person who struggled with all of their life with something had just found the answer. Now, let me rewind a little bit. Let me tell you a little bit how we got to that point. See, I was sat in a seminar when I was first learning about the power of your unconscious mind, the power of your subconscious mind, where I was learning and I was listening to someone, and they were talking about, they were giving someone a guided visualization. It's a fancy term for hypnosis, by the way. If someone says they're going to give you a guided visualization, they're hypnotizing you. If they tell you that we're going to do a guided meditation, that's hypnosis, by the way, just FYI. So anyhow, we were doing a guided visualization or guided meditation, or an eyes closed process. And so what happened is the volunteer is sitting in the chair, and his eyes are closed, and the trainer's just speaking to him, and he's like, "Okay, so visualize. I want you to go into this room, and just a room of tranquility, etc. And now maybe you find a path, and just let your imagination take you to a place where you can, a place that represents solving of your problems. And just go there now. Count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You go there now." And he like, the person's just relax. You see him relax, and he goes, "Okay, what?" And the trainer says, "Okay, what do you see?" And he goes, "Well, I'm in a place, and I can see a cupboard over there." And he said, and so the trainer says, "Okay, in a moment, your mind is going to give you a gift, something that symbolizes, something that's going to help you overcome this part of your journey." And the person walks over and finds this gift, etc. And long story short, literally, the trainer didn't say anything. The person solved their own problem, but the trainer guided the subject to sort of move around this room, etc., and find symbols, that gifts from their own mind that represented him solving the problem. And guess what? He solved his own problem. He came up, he woke up and he was like, "Oh my God, I have the answer. This is something I've been struggling with my whole life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much." And the trainer didn't, like, I mean, of course, he's done this so many times, but in terms of what did he do? Nothing. He guided the person to solve their own problem by allowing the person to communicate with their unconscious mind. And it was amazing. A lifelong problem that this person had was solved in about 15 minutes just by understanding how to speak with the unconscious mind, with the subconscious mind. So, and then he came out and he goes, "Look, what did this volunteer have as a problem?" So the trainer was speaking to everybody. A guy by the name of Igor is speaking to everyone. He said, "What's this? What did this volunteer have as an issue? Is that their conscious mind wanted one thing, but their unconscious, their subconscious, their habits, their beliefs did not align. And so they were fighting with themselves. They were fighting against themselves, and they weren't getting a result." And he said, when we just align the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, there's no resistance. It's easy. And then he said, "Look, you have to engage the part that has the problem in order to fix it. So you can't just speak to a person consciously. If the problem is at an unconscious level, then you got to go to the unconscious to help them." And when I heard that, I realized how powerful understanding the mind was. I mean, this person had an issue they'd had for years solved in just a few minutes, just because the trainer knew that you have to speak to the right part of the mind, or you have to work with the right part of the mind. And so today, I wanna, Nasser's like name drop. Yeah. Nasser is one of my amazing hypnotist friends in the UAE, great hypnotist. And yeah, he's also seen a couple of ego stuff, one of my teachers. So yeah, that's why it's a name drop. Yeah. Yeah, so today I want to talk to you about the difference between the conscious and the unconscious or subconscious mind. Like I said, I use subconscious and unconscious interchangeably. That's my preference. Some people differentiate them. But first of all, let me give you an idea. There's a big metaphor that a lot of people use when they teach, and that's because the conscious mind, if you think of an iceberg, an iceberg has the top part of the iceberg is above the water, and it's just a small part. Nobody sees how big the iceberg is underneath. And that's the same with your conscious and your subconscious mind, because you're very aware of your conscious mind, but your subconscious is responsible for so many different things, and that you just don't think about. And so it's so much more powerful. Think of it as 10% your conscious mind and 90% your unconscious, your subconscious mind. So I'll give you an idea. Your conscious mind, what is it responsible for? Your conscious mind is responsible for critical thinking. That part of your mind that sort of says, what's it called? Like questions everything. That's why I got the fashion police, because that's a conscious mind thinking, like, oh man, what is that person wearing? Or if you're sitting there going, is what Muneer is saying true? That's your critical mind thinking. That's your conscious mind thinking. That's your conscious mind at work. So that's a critical thinking part of our mind. So that's a conscious mind. Logical thinking, decision making, planning, that all is a conscious activity. Our short-term memory is like what's happening right now. What did I just say? What did Nasser just say? This is like literally this short-term memory. That's conscious thinking. Again, it's a little bit like the RAM in a computer, right? Like if you're doing calculations, you're using your conscious mind to like, okay, what's the carry the 1 plus 8, etc. You're using your conscious mind. Willpower, like, okay, I can't do it. I'm not going to do this. That's willpower. When you're saying it, when you're this, that's willpower. And that's, again, that's a conscious activity. When you're communicating using words and language and like, okay, what should I say? What should I say to that person? Let me say this. Let me say this thing. When you're communicating, and that's a conscious thing. Now, the cool thing is that the conscious mind, to a certain degree, it changes very easily. You can change your mind very easily, etc. You can change your decisions very easily. And so that's a little bit about the conscious mind. Now we come to your subconscious. This is the powerful part. This is the part of your mind that's responsible for so much. Now, let me go. I'm going to do this one first. This is why I say it's responsible for so much. You see, when I'm moving my hands right now, I'm not using my conscious mind. I'm not critically saying move hands. They just move. And when I am breathing, the rate that I'm breathing, every little part of your body that's moving, you don't consciously think about it. I mean, I can consciously think, but like it's autopilot. Your autopilot is your subconscious mind because it's more powerful. When you're driving there and you just do that like on autopilot, that's your subconscious mind. Your heart rate, everything is handled like at an unconscious level. And so it's so powerful because your unconscious, subconscious mind handles everything else, right? To a certain degree. Now, let me go back a little bit. So first of all, your beliefs like your global beliefs. What do you believe about life? What do you believe about 2020? What do you believe about yourself? These are things that will affect all areas of your life. And that's at an unconscious, that's a subconscious level. So your beliefs are at that level. Like I said, your body function, your habits. And this is why so many people have issues with change, because sometimes their habits don't agree with their decisions, which are, your decisions are coming at a conscious level, but your habits and your beliefs are at a subconscious level. Like, I need to start, like, you make a decision to stop eating cake, but then your habits say you always eat cake, and your beliefs are like, I always have cake with dinner. There's a conflict over there. It's not working. So you got to understand where these things come up. So habits and addictions at an unconscious, subconscious level. Then we have and it's also important to know that this part is tougher to change. Your habits are tougher to, it's not at a conscious level. It's very easy to just change your mind, make a decision, but your subconscious mind is a bit more stubborn. It's called habits because it's a habit, right? And it's used to having habits. So it's not generally as cooperative about change. It's a little bit more stubborn, if you will, right? Your subconscious mind is creative. When people draw, now perhaps you might do this. If you're a creative person, let's say you draw, you're artistic, you're not going, okay, let me move right hand. You're something from within you is flowing. You're letting stuff go. If you're dancing, first of all, if you dance badly, you're probably in your conscious mind, because you're going, okay, right hand up, left hand up, move to the left, move to the right, left hand. Okay, you might be doing it too critically. But when someone dances amazingly well, they're letting their body flow to the music. It's just coming naturally, flowing. You're not consciously thinking. So it's a subconscious flow. That's why creativity is at that level. So let's see. Nasser's saying, I've never used the example of my own arms moving as I speak before. Neat. Yeah. It's very cool. Actually, Nasser, you remind me, I have to show you my arm levitation induction. I think I have a couple of YouTube videos on it, if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, it's your arms is a great one. Your arms is when I get someone to really notice how their subconscious mind works versus consciously, like if you think of a ball coming at you, like from the corner of your eye, your hand goes up even before you sort of notice the ball. There's a part of you that's your subconscious mind that just looks after you and even moves your body for you. Have you ever put your hand on a hot stove and it was really hot and you burned your hand, so your hand moved and then you went, oh my God, it's hot. Like there's a part of you that moves before you think. And so that's how powerful your subconscious, your unconscious mind is. It can move so much of your body without you thinking, right? Your subconscious, again, it's responsible for emotions. It's responsible for feelings. It's responsible for your imagination. And that's why when the example that I gave earlier, when I was in a seminar and I'm seeing the demonstration, what happens is to work with someone's unconscious mind, you go into their imagination, you ask them to imagine, a room, because then you're going into the territory of the subconscious mind. This is why it's so powerful to understand how these work. So your imagination, your intuition, there's like the spidey sense, like I'm just not getting a good vibe. When you're not getting a good vibe off someone, it's because your unconscious mind, your subconscious mind has so many references that it puts together very quickly that your conscious mind can't put together in time. Now, there's two parts to this. It could be intuition, but it could be fear, which is part of your beliefs. But sometimes our intuition, when we're getting a bad vibe and you don't know why, there's something like your mind, your subconscious mind has all the references, all your long-term memories. So your intuition is a subconscious or unconscious activity. And like NASA says, check arm levitation videos. Check. Yeah, cool. Nice. I think it's on my YouTube channel. It's called waking hypnosis demonstrations. I think that's what it is. And I get people's the arms to lift without them kind of realizing. It's very, very powerful. Okay, so another one. Long-term memories. Long-term memories again are unconscious, because they're the hard disk. This is like, think of your subconscious, the hard disk. It holds everything, right? Like so your long-term memories are stored over there. Your past memories, etc. So your long-term memories are there. So that's the difference. Those are the different functions that you'll find with when it comes to what is the difference between the two parts of your mind, your conscious versus your subconscious, unconscious mind. So hopefully this was very useful for you guys. And phrase that pays: there's power you will find when you understand your mind. There is power you will find when you understand your mind. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you on another video very soon. Peace out, one love, and I'll see you on a video soon. Bye for now.